The courageous resistance of Kherson had been showing that they were Ukrainians and would always remain so for almost a month after the beginning of the Russian occupation. People used to go out for the rallies in front of the armed Russian military with patriotic posters, sang the Ukrainian anthem and Ukrainian songs. But after the Russian invaders began to violently disperse the rallies, the residents of Kherson went into hiding, and they are still actively fighting the Russian occupiers who seek to introduce their power there and have been trying to hold a pseudo-referendum in the region for several months already. They will not be able to hold a pseudo-referendum. They know it. There is almost 100% certainty that this will not happen on September 11, because the Ukrainians are putting up a lot of resistance. Ukrainians wake up and they see everywhere yellow and blue ribbons on the trees. They see yellow-blue marks on their houses and fences. The partisan movement resists. People from Kherson have told me the only thing that will make people leave the city is if the Russians take automatic weapons and start to shoot at the flats and the gates. Then people fearing for their lives may take such steps, but it will be a resonant event and no good will come of it. Галина Логова, interim mayor of Kherson, on the Espresso TV channel. Ukrainian symbols and reminders for the occupiers that Kherson is Ukraine are being more and more often found in the streets of the city. Activists of the Zhovta Strichka, Yellow Ribbon movement daily prove to the Russian army that they are not welcomed on the Ukrainian land.
Despite the words of Kyrylo Stremousov, Kherson is Ukraine, and Kherson residents continue to fight against the Russian invaders. Our activists have posted up the regular postcards which warn Kherson residents not to obtain Russian passports, and they also urge them not to participate in any polls on their referendum. Activists of the civil resistance movement Zhovta Strichka on Telegram.
The activists also have advised the residents of the temporarily occupied territories to ignore calls from unknown numbers that start with +7 code.
What to do in the following cases? First, don't pick up the phone. Second, cancel the call. Third, in any case, do not communicate with these people. The fact that you pick up the phone can be intercepted by them as a positive response to the referendum. Activists of the civil resistance movement Zhovta Strichka on Telegram.
In the area of Nova Kakhovka, a river crossing was broken, which the Russian occupiers wanted to use for the transfer of reinforcements. This was stated by the spokesperson of the head of the Odessa Regional Military Administration, Serhiy Bratchuk. He noted that Ukrainian partisans had helped to work on the target.
The armed forces of Ukraine have hit an enemy crossing in the area of Nova Kakhovka. The coordinates of it were provided by the fighters of the resistance movement south of the Ukrainian Volunteer Army for our armed forces. Serhiy Bratchuk, spokesperson of the Odessa Regional Military Administration, on Telegram.
The Russian invaders are forced not only to resist the Ukrainian military, but also to maintain the internal defense, because the partisan movement in Kherson continues to work and help the armed forces of Ukraine. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Yulia Bil, UATV News.